It is nice to see you here. I have great news to share with you. I've just shared it with my friends on TikTok, and I want to make sure that you're learning about this excellent news. So we have the past week has been very, very busy, and for good reason. I have been traveling to attend my client's interview, and the interview went without a hitch. We are just waiting now for the 10-year green card for my client to get the 10-year green card. And in addition to that, we have two T visa work permits. So, two T visa work permits that came in one day. So, as I was saying here to my friends on TikTok, and now I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, guys, take action now. The law is in place, and USCIS, they are processing these applications based on the law. This new policy was passed for certain individuals to get the T visa work permit. This came out in August of last year, and they are honoring that policy because they have just issued two T visa work permits to my clients in one day. While these are trickling out, it shows that it is happening. So it's time to take action now. The law is still available. And I've been saying this for the past year and a half. The law is still there. While the law is here, make sure you're taking action. Our team, we want to help. We want to make sure that we're doing our part to ensure that you can get your papers and protection here. That's why it's here. So make sure, while I can share this information, I can share my knowledge with you, we can't take action for you until you come to us and talk to us about your situation. Because we have 4 really happy clients just this past week. Major benefits coming through for our clients. And so it's been a very tiring, long week full of traveling and, just going through the motions, still having to work on cases, but at the same time, knowing that we have these good results. All right. So on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, I notice I'm frozen. Just let me know if you can still see me and you can still hear me, because it's frozen. But I'm going to go ahead and answer questions quickly. I just wanted to share this information. And I have to go get some sleep after a very rewarding past week. So let's see. Okay, great. Thank you so much on TikTok. Thank you. I think TikTok is good, but I'm having technical difficulties on YouTube and Instagram. All right. I am a widow. Can I apply for a green card without an arrival date? So if you do not have inspection, that may be a problem if you're a widow. If your spouse mistreated you, even if they passed away, then you can get, okay, you can hear on Instagram. Thank you so much, because I can't see anything moving. I'm frozen, but if I can hear you on Instagram, you can hear me, that's fine. I have a biometrics for T visa case this week. Should I go? I can't tell you. Yes, frozen, but we can hear. Okay, great. Good. Well, that's the important part. I'm so sorry you can't see me. But I can't tell you whether or not to attend your biometrics, but you have a process in place. If, for example, if my clients did not attend their biometrics, they would not get the work permit. They would not get the bona fide determination. So, in order to get your benefits, you seriously have to look at making sure you're attending all your appointments. If there are certain concerns you have and you want legal advice about those concerns, that's where you need to talk to your attorney. If a VAWA is withdrawn last minute, does it put one in removal proceedings? It possibly could. If you don't have any other relief or you don't have status, there is that risk. Does the T visa pending can take domestic flight without real ID but unexpired passport? You need to talk to an attorney to make sure that traveling is the best thing. T visa, having a T visa pending does not give you official protection. You get a bona fide determination that is going to be a little better than just a receipt notice. Now, if you're in detention, in removal, that may assist you, but it's not going to give you automatic protection just having a receipt notice. How long would it take a green card holder to get their spouse in the US? Right now, I'd say 2.5 to 3 years if they're outside of the country. Is humanitarian parole for Afghans included in recent travel ban? No. Humanitarian relief, asylum is not included. Should I cancel my son insurance before putting in papers? Insurance is not a public benefit, so it shouldn't be used against you. But this is where it's so important to talk to your attorney, because the information I'm giving you is not legal advice. You want to make sure the attorney you're talking to knows your case. Where's your office? In Delray Beach. After marrying a U.S. citizen, when should we start the green card process? Right away. But here's the deal. You need to make sure that you submit all the information. Thorough application. That's going to determine. So you don't there's no timeline under the law, but the thing is you need to focus on preparing a solid application. We can help with this. So give us a call. Let's talk. We're very good at it. Had I-45 interview marriage based in October 2024. No interview, no RFE. Is that normal? Possibly. I mean, just check on. No, they do have up to 120 days to provide you either a request for evidence or an answer. So you need to get in touch with them to see what's going on. What does it mean to have a second marriage-based interview scheduled 3 weeks after the first? Be very careful. That's a Stokes interview. That means that they're now looking at potential fraud. They're suspecting marriage fraud, and that second interview is going to tell them what they need to decide. It's serious. You need to be very prepared. Make sure you're consulting an attorney. Make sure that you are prepared for that interview, because it can be brutal, and the end result can be pretty ugly if you're not prepared. And everybody, we're nervous, we can have the potential to mess up when you're nervous. So you have to go in prepared. I forgot to mention my wife overstayed once, and forgot to mention in my I-45. We'd have to take a closer look at that. It just depends on what context you're referring to. How long will it take before getting green card? It's been since 2023. It depends on what kind of green card you're talking about. I had my biometrics January 2024. I'm still waiting. Is that normal? Yes, for the most part. I don't know what case type you have, but it's, waiting that long is not out of the ordinary. I have T visa application ongoing right now, but it's been 3 months. They haven't filed in USCIS yet. Yeah, that's normal. We are waiting 3 months right now for receipt notices, so don't be alarmed. I have T visa application ongoing, but 3 months still haven't filed in USCIS. Yes, that is happening now, 3 months. If you scroll to the top of the screen, you'll see the phone number. It's 561-405-4889. So you can go ahead and call that number. We are 24/7. We're answering the phones 24/7. Make sure you're putting your questions in the comments on Instagram and YouTube. You may not be able to see me, but you can hear me. I'm having technical difficulties with my camera. So, but as long as you can hear me, that's what I want you, you're hearing the important information. At my visa interview, let me see. After biometrics for T visa case, what's next? Bona fide determination. They're going to consider that. And then possibly work permit. like our clients just got. That's coming out. Our two of our clients in one day got the T visa work permit while their case is pending. So under this administration, they are still issuing these. So don't let people tell you they're not processing VAWA. I've seen so many people when I'm educating, and unfortunately, we have this misinformation. When I'm educating people, I'm reaching out to people and saying, this is there. I'm seeing people sometimes commenting, oh, that relief is gone. That's no more. Trump is in now. That's no more. Guys, this is proof here that this is being processed. Can you repeat the number? It's 561-405-4889. Give us a call right now. We are open 24/7. If you're sitting and thinking about us in the middle of the night, give us a call. Our team is working doubly hard to make sure that we are reaching as many people as possible so we can get them the help they need. There are a lot of changes happening, but at the same time, there is still the law, and they are still abiding by the law to process these types of forms of relief and applications. They're still doing marriage race. They're still doing VAWA. They're still doing T visa. They're still doing U visa. They're still doing asylum. They're still doing employment-based visas. So, but it's up to you to determine whether you qualify, and the way you're going to know is by giving us a call. For T visa, after receiving bona fide approval, how long does it take to get your EADs? At 3 months, about 3 months. So it's about 6 months to get the work permit after we file the work permit application. Wow, the questions are really coming in tonight. Hi, can I travel with I-551 stamp and I-94 international, please? I-551 stamp is proof that you're a green card holder. Just make sure you are a green card holder, but make sure you have everything you need while you're traveling. Make sure there are no concerns with your background. Please, I already filed EB2. Is it advisable to file EB1 to get a green card faster? It depends on what your qualifications are. Can you get a bona fide determination if you filed T visa a long time ago? I'm a little past 18 months. So what we are finding is they're only issuing bona fide determinations if they issue an request for evidence. Then they will consider, while we're dealing with a request for evidence, they issue a bona fide determination. Otherwise, you can expect a straight up decision. If you've applied for the T visa after August 28, 2024, you can expect the bona fide determination. It's discretionary, by the way, so it's not something you have to have. It is something based on, they're going to review the application, they're going to make sure your background is clear, then they provide a bona fide determination and a work permit. So this is discretionary. So once, after August 28th, that's when you get considered. If they do a request for evidence for information in your T visa, then they consider the bona fide determination and work permit. My brother has a T visa application pending, and I'm on YouTube and Facebook, by the way. My brother has a T visa application pending. He went to biometrics appointment on April 2024. Based on your experience, how long to get the work permit? I would say right now we're looking at a minimum of 6 months. Based on what we have seen, I've seen a pattern, and it's about 6 months. My mom has been here in the United States for almost 10 years with a green card. She can read or write. Can she still file for her citizenship? She can't take the test. She has to have a waiver. It depends on the reason why she can't read or write. I'm thinking it says she can read or write. I'm thinking that means can't. Okay, she cannot read or write. So if she cannot, it depends. Does your mom have a disability that's stopping her from reading or writing? Then she can get the waiver. If not, though, and it's, yeah, if she can't get a waiver from a doctor or a therapist or psychologist, a medical practitioner stating that she has a disability that's causing her inability to read or write, then they're going to require her to do the test. Is it safe for green card holders to travel? That is the most popular question. And here's what I say: you have the right to travel, but just make sure if you travel that you don't have anything in your background that's going to cause an issue coming back in. Criminal records, for example, even if the criminal records are a long time ago, can create issues when you're coming back into the country. We are still seeing green card holders being detained. It's rare, right? Even though it's all over the news, it's not every single green card holder that's being detained, but there are some green card holders that there's something in their background that causes a red flag, triggers a red flag, and causes them to be detained. Usually a criminal record is what we're seeing right now. How safe is it for people that came on Biden program that applied for asylum? So yeah, we are really in uncharted territory. If you do qualify for asylum, then asylum is an option that you could fall back on, right? So it's a legal process that if you're applying for it, you can't necessarily be deported because you're applying for that other benefit that you qualify for. So if you came in on Biden's program, you qualify for something else, you should pursue those options, right? Because that means that you can wait here in the US while you're pursuing those options. Any update on getting an SSN automatically with EAD? So they have changed that policy to say that you have to go now to the Social Security office after getting your EAD card and get it there. So start planning to go to the Social Security office to get your Social Security number. And this can be a pain because it causes even more delays. Takes another 2 to 4 weeks to get the social from Social Security Administration. So make sure as soon as you get the EAD that you get started on contacting Social Security, making arrangements to do your appointment. Do green card holders have to file for re-entry? No. You're a green card holder. No, hold on there. No, re-entry as in if you've been outside of the US with a green card for more than 6 months or a year, yeah, you're gonna need an SB visa, SB1 visa, and that's sort of like a re-entry permit. Also, if you're here in the US and you have a green card, you know you're gonna say go to another country and you're gonna stay there for more than 6 months, you need to have a re-entry. You need to apply for a re-entry permit before you leave the country. You're gonna require one. That way they don't hold it against you the time that you're outside of the US. But without one, they can basically try to revoke your green card. Is there any change on bona fide 4T visa? Is it harder to obtain? Ours have been coming through. We just got 2 T visa work permits today. So I would say right now we are still seeing them process it as it is stated. If you do have something in your background, it might be harder to get a bona fide determination. And you do have to make sure you submit a solid, application that meets all the requirements to get the bona fide determination. It is discretionary. And so if they see something missing, they can then turn around and deny the bona fide determination. How long is it taking to get work permit after applying T visa? I applied in December. So I'd say a minimum of 6 months right now. Any update on Dignity Act making employment backlog issues resolve? No. Well, that is right now, I've not seen anything like that. What is your address and phone number? So if you go to the website, go to the description of this video, click on the link, and you will see the I think it'll take you to Linktree. Linktree will have a listing. It has the website, it has a phone number, it has our address. you can go ahead and contact us there and get our information there. We have an office in Boca, but our main office is in Delray Beach. So you could see either address, either the Boca address or our Delray address. Oh, thank you so much. So I love the way you and your team um, take care of each detail. Thank you. I appreciate that. It means a lot because we are working very hard. And these work permits that we got today, the two green cards that we got approved last week, is evidence of that, right? We got it through VAWA. For the 10-year green cards, we got 2-year we got work permits for our clients who are applying, currently waiting for T visas. So this is a huge relief, and we, as we continue to fight and continue to push for our clients, based on what is in the law, we are really riding on faith. So this is what we're doing. We're working hard, but we're riding on faith here, and obviously, we are seeing the results of that. Can somebody with VAWA approved be deported by ICE? No, you have an approved VAWA, you're protected. You get deferred action, you get your work permit, and now it depends on admissibility issues, but you can also apply for your green card at that point. Let's see. Anything on Instagram? I've read that US citizens are being detained. Yes, US citizens are being detained when it's basically by mistake because they're doing profiling, racial profiling, for example. If somebody looks like an immigrant, they're grabbing them and asking questions later. And also, if in the case of protests, we did see that over the weekend, the Marines, for the first time ever detained a US citizen. So, everybody, I would say here, we all are not safe. We're all in the same boat. We're all facing a level of risk here. So, this is why we have to stick together. And that's why it brought such pride to see American people step out over the weekend. We had 11 million people show up across the United States protesting all of these things that are happening. It's not only immigration, it's a number of policies that are affecting all of us right now. So please, after biometrics, how long does it take to get work permit and social? It depends on what you're applying for. Is it VAWA? Is it T? I would say the T is a minimum of 6 months, VAWA 6 to 12 months, marriage based or family based 3 to 6 months. We just got our clients family based in 2 months. My shortest was 2 weeks getting the work permit. What are the chances of getting T visa approval rating? It depends on what your case. Does your case look solid? We really have to look at your facts. This is not a situation where we can one size fits all. We have to look at your facts. We have to compare it to what's in the policy manual and under the statute, the law. And then we can say, okay, it meets all the requirements. Let's go for it. You do have a high possibility of success here. So that's how we evaluate. I filed for daughter and children, but NVC said they are going to remove her children. What can be done? If you have to check to see have they aged out or not. So that's important. I applied my VAWA case November 2024, got January receipt notice. I only did I-360 February. They sent prima facie, I-485, I-765, I-131 receipt notice. Yet I sent my I-693 medical exam April, no receipt. There's no receipt notice for the medical exam. So it's it's very risky at the point that you file that later on. It's very risky. Sometimes it gets lost. So you have to be careful with that. You have to follow up with them to see if they received it. My green card is going to expire next April. When do I file for the removal? Within 90 days of within 90 days before the expiration. So if it's going to expire next April, you need to just count 90 days before April and make sure you're applying within that 90 days. But here is one way you can apply even earlier. If you are already separated, divorced from your spouse, you can apply now. That can give you a head start. And in the process, you can apply now. And because once you need a waiver, so that's another thing. You can't apply now without a special waiver showing why you need to apply on your own without your spouse. How long it took to approve the VAWA? So 3 years. It takes 3 years, but the clients do get work permits while they wait. How long does it take for DOG to respond after you submit case to LEA applying for T visa? So DOJ, it depends. If you're talking about the reporting, they may never respond. Sometimes that happens. It just depends. If you went to DOJ though for your green card, T visa green card, then sometimes it can take a year and a half to respond to that. So be ready. How long does it take for T visa to be approved? 18 months. I'm seeing it moving more towards the 2 years now. I want to come to the US to work. What visa should I get? It depends on your qualifications, who's sponsoring you, and so forth. This is definitely where you'd have to do a consultation. How safe is it for the people that came on a Biden program? Okay, so I answered that. Do you recommend applying for AP right now? So advanced parole, if you qualify, why not? But this is where we need to weigh all the options, because applying for AP and actually traveling on it are two different things. You can always have it in case of an emergency. You don't necessarily have to, but it depends too. Are you a DACA recipient? Are you applying for adjustment of status? Because it also depends to adjustment of status. It's easier to apply for an advanced parole and just have it there in case of emergencies. But if you're a DACA recipient, you need to show a reason why you need advanced parole. Is there a way to find out if the lawyer submitted any paperwork? Visa you, the lawyer ghosted and scammed. I'm sorry about that. Sometimes it doesn't show up on the website. You have to give them a call and try to have them track it. They may ask you to verify certain information and have them track to see if it's there on file. But with the use, it tends to be iffy too because it's so confidential. So you may have to do it in writing. After receiving my EAD from VAWA, how long does it take to get the green card? You have it depends on how far you are into the process, but I would say, expect a 3-year process. All right. Okay. If you receive your visa via spouse-based marriage, how long after entering the US to receive your social security card? So, now with this, if you already got your green card, you may have to go to Social Security office and get the Social Security. So contact Social Security office if you haven't received it, because it's about the same time, comes around the same time as the green card. Will your case be denied if you miss your second marriage-based interview without prior notice? It's a possibility. I've seen that happen. It's a real possibility. Can you apply for TCVAP without USCIS receipt notice? Is that TVAP? I'm not sure what this is. Yes, if we're talking about TVAP, absolutely. Sometimes there is some help. I love how detailed you are. Thank you so much. I appreciate, your appreciation. Thank you. All right. How long motion to terminate takes in NYC? VAWA approved. So you're looking at about a year to a year and a half. Is it true that all those who are here less than 2 years are being called up for their cases? Well, it depends, right? Yeah. So if you have a case in immigration court, yeah, I've been here for less than 2 years and they make a move to dismiss your case, which they're doing when you go in for the court hearing, they are dismissing the case. Yes, they are doing that. If you've been here for less than 2 years, then they arrest you and then try to put you through expedited removal. But that's where it's very important to move very quickly to stop that from happening, the expedited removal. Make sure if you're going through expedited removal and you have a fear of returning to your country, you let them know you need to see an asylum officer because you're afraid to go back because you're going to be in harm's way. That will usually now let them evaluate what your situation is, stop to listen to you, and then from there they go ahead and put you in regular proceedings if they find just cause. But you have to speak up at that point because they can move very quickly to put you through expedited removal. I get my 2 year conditional card. Can I travel? You're a green card holder. You can travel, but just be wary and be understand the risk. In case citizenship is denied, now will the person lose his green card? It depends on the reason for the denial. What we are seeing are people are being, some people, I shouldn't say people in general, but some people, when new facts come out that are against them. So for example, if say way back 10, 20 years ago, they used a visa to come in, but on the visa application, they told a lie. So they said they didn't have children when they knew they had children. And they came, they got their green card, did everything right from there, worked hard. Then it's time to get citizenship. You go to the citizenship interview and they say, you didn't mention you had kids in your visa application. Wonder why. You committed fraud. They may deny and then arrest. Or if they find that you have committed a crime in the past, they may deny and then arrest. So and put you through removal. All right. I have to head out. I'm right on the brink. I'm right on the brink of speaking gibberish from exhaustion because today has been such an exciting day. It has been an exciting week, and I want to continue having these exciting days. So feel free to give us a call. Let's talk about your situation so I can have a lot more of these exciting days. I know that my many clients, we have many more of these days to come, but I want you to be a part of this. So we want to help you. So give us a call. Let's talk about your situation and get started. So I am going to work to be back tomorrow where we can talk again and I can talk more about these cases, what these cases look like. So if you can relate to them, you know that it's time to give us a call so we can get started and help you evaluate. So in the meantime, thanks again. Thanks again on YouTube and Instagram for putting up with the technical difficulties. You couldn't hear me, but I'm so glad you've stayed to listen to me. Thank you. And I really hope this information is helpful. And what I want to do most of all is let you know that these rumors you're hearing about relief not being processed is not true. I'm here to give you the hope that you need to take action. And here it is. Here's the proof, right? Attended an interview with my client. The interview went as normal, right? My client is going to wait on that 10-year VAWA green card. Got another green card in the mail without the interview. 2 T visa work permits today alone. So, we're getting bona fide determinations. We're getting receipt notices. Mind you, receipt notices are taking 90 days, but we're getting them. Okay. So take the time to look out for yourself and let's talk about your situation. Our number, we're open 24/7 at 24/7. So give us a call and the team will take very good care of you so we can make sure we get to a solution for you, right? So keep the hope, keep the faith, take action. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Thanks so much for your time. Bye bye.